So there's a lot going on in the news and a lot of talk about a recession.
I don't understand how the U.S. economy works, much less some sort of a self-sustaining one. I don't understand how finances work.
Shots for everybody!
And it's blowing my mind how many people freeze in these sorts of moments. So today's video is about what I'm planning to do during the upcoming recession, and we're probably already in it. So let's get into it. I heard Ed Mylett on the Bigger Pockets podcast this week. It was actually the second time he was on, and as a side note, he's probably my absolute favorite influencer at this moment. All of his content is replete, you like that big word, replete with wisdom and actionable items. So it's like philosophical, and actionable at the same time. So as a matter of fact, I don't know if his book's here, but his book, One More, is probably the best book I've read in 5 to 6 years. So Ed Mylett's the man, and I don't want to fanboy over him anymore, but back to the podcast, he talked about some of his perspective on what's going on with the economy right now, and he highlighted something that I totally agree with, which is that so many people right now believe that the sky is falling, the economy's crashing, and everyone that's worked hard to build whatever they have, and some of the free money that Uncle Sam gave them, all the opportunity that they've built is all gonna be gone. We're gonna lose everything, and we should all just hunker down and hide and wait it out. And let me tell you, dude, I am seeing this even at a micro level in my market right now. So many of the investors that I work with are getting scared out of their minds, and I'm talking about like experienced investors, people that wholesale and flip as a living, are starting to run away from the things that they've done well over the past couple of years, particularly flipping, building houses, and buying apartments, because essentially they're watching the news and they're believing everything they hear and that the sky is falling and it's all coming tumbling down. I personally don't like to think that way, so here's a clip of what Ed Mylett had to say, and it really stuck with me and it inspired this video.
Because when the market turns like this, believe it or not, it allows the little guy to play at a very similar level as the big guy.
So Ed Mylett's the man, and that's one of the reasons that I love him, because he's totally right. The agility that the little guy has right now, if we're thinking clearly and not letting fear cloud our judgment, we absolutely have great opportunity here. So if you hear investors like Warren Buffett or Robert Kiyosaki explain, money changes hands during market downturns, and it creates immense opportunity for people like you and I. So what's the reason for this? Two things. The first is how people respond in a given market. How do you spot opportunities, and what are the tools in your tool belt that you have to adapt to what the market is giving you? But second is what I just touched on, and this is actually the root of the first one, is how people respond to fear. So personally, I'm taking a step back in this moment, staring at this recession and trying to observe the mass psychology of the market. It's becoming extremely, painfully, interestingly clear to me that people are locking up and locking down. In other words, the hikes in interest rates are doing exactly what the government wants them to do. It's making us freeze and stop spending money. They're designed to make us stop spending money. The government wants to stifle inflation, the price of goods going up, by making you and I purchase less stuff. So if you know that those are the rules of the games, and they're making it harder to want to purchase, you and I need to think contrarian in understanding what exactly is going on. What I mean by this is smart investors buy when everyone else is selling, and smart investors sell when everyone else is buying. So that's what I intend to do, and that's what this video is about. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm planning to do during the recession. Not that I know exactly what I should be doing, but I got some insight into what I think is gonna work, and I'm willing to call my shot and play it out in live time and catalog that for you. So here are the 3 things I intend to do over the next 18 months during a recessionary economy. Number 1, a really big task I've been working on, and I probably should have shared this already, but about 5 weeks ago, I got off of a 3-day weekend in the Outer Banks, normally, which is when I'm like pent up and ready to do some work because I've been doing nothing except hanging out with the family. Love my family, but I am built to be productive. So coming off this Outer Banks trip, I decided I want to get a contractor's license. So I took the test. Now I took the class, I passed the class. I took the test this week and passed. So I am now a licensed contractor. The reason I wanted to do this is it gives me options. So currently we have 4 or 5 flips going on, like 2 under contract and 2 that I'm working on. I could do things like pull permits myself. Traditionally, the way we've run our flips is I'll come up with a scope of work and just hand it off to another Class A contractor. But if the market tightens like everyone is saying it's going to, this gives me another tool in that tool belt, and I could run the job myself if I need to. I could pull the permit, I could hire out the subcontractors and run the job myself and save that approximate 20% that a Class A contractor is going to charge me to run the deal. Another reason I wanted to get my contractor's license is that I just sincerely enjoy being in the field. So there's another nugget that in times where you're trying to figure out how to build your business during a recession, run towards the things that you really love and that you're really good at. It's always going to pay off. So I know I have a lot to learn about the nuts and bolts and the actual mechanics of trade work, but I'm not afraid to throw myself into it and earn those bumps and bruises along the way to truly learning how to build and develop real estate in the field.
Out of the frying pan.
And into the fire. Run.
Number 2 is content creation, but more specifically YouTube content. So for the approximate 600 subscribers or so that we currently have, and you guys know we show up, me and D-Mac here, we show up week after week to bring a video, and hopefully you get something out of it. And if you do, please hit the like and subscribe. Occasionally, when I'm not pestering the hell out of D-Mac about editing or our Facebook ads or our website's SEO, Dylan cuts up some videos and puts on an Instagram reel or puts an ad up on Facebook. But what I'm realizing is that the next step for us to really try to grow this channel is to decide that we sincerely want to be YouTubers. So I made that decision this week. That's one of the things I'm going to do during this recession. YouTube is a platform that suits us. As much fun as Facebook and Instagram and TikTok can really be, I struggle personally with all of the self-glorification and the goofiness of it all and how people just want to make themselves look like something that they're not. There's very little on those platforms that makes the world a better place or even makes you and I as individuals better people. If anything, most people just typically get trapped in feeling like, why am I not as pretty or as awesome as or as fit as this person? So screw those platforms. I choose not Facebook and I choose not Instagram. I choose YouTube. And I intend eventually, with your help, to put out better and more content on how to buy, sell, and invest in real estate. I know I have a long way to go, but I look forward to the journey of improvement with you. Number 3, because I practice what I preach, I'm going to be contrarian and I'm going to flip a lot more houses in this market. This is also part of why I got my contractor's license. Everyone is so scared to be a seller right now because they think the bottom is going to fall out of the market. I wholeheartedly disagree. We still have a housing supply issue, and that's the single most important factor that controls house prices is demand. So my goal is to flip 10 houses in the next 12 months. And D-Mac, I actually think that would be a good video series. So, let's see if we can figure out something for that. I think it'd be cool, and I like the pressure of calling my shots, Kobe style, baby. Oh, God. So there you go, guys. Those are the 3 ways that I intend to absolutely kick ass during this recession that we're likely already in. They keep talking about it coming. I think we're actually already in a recession. So what are some ways that you're planning to grow your income or your business in this next market shift? Or heck, what are some ways that you personally plan to grow during this market shift? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you and see what you have going on. As always, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, give us a like and a subscribe. Until next time, I'm Jonathan Beasley, signing off.